This video is not so much about SkyWater technology, it's more about technology, and specific about AI technology and how far it has come and how much it has provided to me as a stock analyst beyond what I could do just 3 months ago. And I want to show you how I have been able to put together a total analysis of SkyWater technology and substantiate the circumstances that will take this stock from a price of $9.57 today to $27 as a good possibility on January the 1st of 2028. I'll walk you through it. I'll show you how then I share this information with my tribe, and I think this could change your world. Not SkyWater, AI technology and stock analysis. What I did was use AI, ChatGPT, to help me do a deep analysis of SkyWater, and I want to show you exactly how I went about it. This is the document it created. It's 7 pages long. It gives you a history of SkyWater, and then it gives you projections based on the information that AI or ChatGPT asked from me so that I could do a deep analysis and then share it with you. Let me take you to ChatGPT and show you exactly how I did this. Okay, this is the input page from my ChatGPT. I said, I want to do an evaluation of the financial health of SkyWater technology in light of their recent acquisition of Infineon's Austin fab. This is a new fab that they're adding, and here is a link to their earnings call. And so they gave me an analysis, and then they asked for additional information, and I said, okay, here is some additional information. Here's the income statement, the balance sheet, the cash flow, a copy of the earnings transcript, and then a copy of the acquisition document. And it went through that, and then I said, can you add to this the fact that their earnings are projected to be a negative 11 earnings per share, a negative 11 cents in 25, a positive 4 cents in 26, and a positive 36 in 2027. And then it went and it created this document, and that's what I was showing you. So here is the document as I then transcribed it over into a Word document, and this is what I want to make available to you. You'll find it on my website, and I'll show you that in a second. But if you may or may not know this, but if you want to have this read to you, you see here in the Word document, it says read aloud. If you'll click on that, that produces this over here. So you put your cursor here, and then you click on this, and it will read the document to you, so you don't have to go through it. If you're like me, you're dyslexic, and you don't read well, it will help you. Here you go.
SkyWater technology is expected to transition from net losses in 2025 to profitable growth by 2027. Analyst projections indicate earnings per share, EPS, of about minus 11 cents in 2025, rising to plus $0.04 in 2026. And further to plus $0.36 in 2027.
Now, I'm not going to read the whole 7-page document, but that makes it easier for me, and I wanted to make it easier for you. So what it does is it goes through, and it first of all, it analyzes the whole semiconductor industry to give you an outlook on what exactly is going to happen, and then where does SkyWater fit into that, and how do we believe they will go from there. And what you're going to find is, unlike Taiwan Semiconductor, SkyWater is a specialized. They work with, you might think of it, you can buy a suit at the department store, or you can go to a tailor, and the tailor will build you the suit you want for your body and your specific needs. Well, that's what SkyWater does. And the reason I really got interested in it is it also is the only pure semiconductor fabricating plant in the United States that is okayed by the Department of Defense. So they do a tremendous amount of work. And to my logic was the Department of Defense does not want to create a semiconductor that's going to run a fighter jet or a submarine and have it made in Taiwan or Korea. So I said, this is a company I want to invest in. It's cheap. It's a penny stock, and I'm going to grow with it. And it sells for under $10. So that means that for the most part, the large institutions have not found it and are not investing in it. So if I can find something that is out of their scope, maybe I can make some big money. So I've held it, and I've gone on. So it then goes in and tells you what SkyWater's focus is, and you can see it's automotive, aerospace, industrial, defense, and medical, and then the Internet of Things. Well, that's where I want to be, and it goes into what the risks are relative to aerospace and defense, and how the auto market is working, and what the CHIP Act has done for them, and how they have grown. And then it goes into what is its competitive landscape. And it again shows you that SkyWater is a pure play foundry, meaning it manufactures chips for other companies, okay? It says its competition is Taiwan Semiconductor, Global Foundries, which is a foundry here in the United States, but it just happens to be owned by a foreign company. So that changes perspective there. Then it goes into the direct advantages. The only U.S.-owned pure play semiconductor foundry, and it's a trusted supplier, accreditation given to its leg up in the United States government and the defense-related business. So that's a plus, okay? Then it goes into explanation of the risks that are involved and the potential risks that need to be faced. And then this became very important to me. And then we get into a feasibility assessment and market comparisons. And it goes through, and it again explains that it's a company that was losing money and projecting to become profitable. And then it gave me this. If the Infineon fab comes with a strong adjusted EBITDA margin as touted, and SkyWater can boost overall gross margins closer to 30% with high utilization, then the net margin on the order of 5% by 2025. With revenues potential of $600 million, SkyWater's 2024 $342 million plus $300 million from Fab 25 at full run rate, a 5% margin could yield $300 million in net income. Divided by the roughly 50 million shares, that's about 60 cents earnings per share, well above the 36 forecasts suggest that the target is not outlandish and execution is excellent. That woke me up, that they're saying because of this acquisition that the earnings per share could possibly go up from the 36 cents to 60 cents, and that lit me up. So that's where I go. Then what I do is I go in and say, okay, based on what they just told me, what is the possible projections of the price of SkyWater in the future? And if you've been to my other videos, since I've added this, what I do is go in and do a year-by-year comparison on a conservative mode, a moderate mode, and aggressive mode. And what I do is go in and put in the earnings per share from in 2025 of a conservative, a -16, a moderate, a -11, and then I project what the PE ratio tells me the price is going to be. Well, it's at a negative, it doesn't have a PE ratio, so I put in zeros. Then in 2026, it's saying the earnings per share will be between 3 and 5 cents. That's from conservative to aggressive. And then I go and say, okay, its current price is $9.63. So what does its PE ratio have to be to come up with that price? And it basically says it has to be 320 to come up with 960. If it's 320 and it's 4 cents, it's going to be 12.80. And if it's 320 and it's 5 cents, it's going to be 16. This doesn't really concern me. I'm interested in what it's going to be in 2027 or January the 1st of 2028. And again, its conservative estimate is 32 cents. And as you can see, I'm dropping the PE ratio down close to what the sectors are. And that is between 40 and 45. And at 32 cents, the price is going to be $12.80. At the moderate, at 40 cents and 45, it's going to be $18. But here I throw in that 60 cents that my analysis said could possibly reach with the acquisition that it has made. Now the price is up to $27 a share, and we have a potential winner on our hands. So what do I do then? I take this over to my cheat sheet and my projection sheet, and I share this with my followers. Let me take you there. Okay, this is Kerry's tell sheet, and this is in a mode as a result of this artificial intelligence to be totally re-engineered. In fact, I'm going on a cruise next week, and I'm going to re-engineer a lot of this. Where I'm going with it is what I just showed you, and it's going to be concentrated on these areas over here. And I want to bring up what I've done relative to SkyWater and Palantir and NVIDIA in the last several days that give you an idea of the depth that this will give you to help you make better investment decisions. What I do is I do, first of all, a deep dive. And what this is, I take this information that I get from AI and I feed it to a Google platform, and it creates me in AI a podcast, a 15-minute podcast that explains everything in a verbal format, much as a podcast. And if you click on here, it will take you to the podcast. Then what I do is do a written translation of that podcast, and if you click on there, it takes you to that briefing. Now, what I just showed you was the financial health. If you click on here, that will take you to the document I just showed you. Now, then what I do is I say, okay, this is my portfolio over here. And what I'm trying to do is manage my portfolio to take advantage of what I'm learning. So what I learned is I bought 2,500 shares of SkyWater at $9.73. I'm still just a little underwater. But if I'm right, and this achieves what I think it will be, it's going to be $18 on January the 1st of 2028, and I will have an 85% return on my investment. So I have an investment of $24,900, and it's projected to turn into an investment of $45,000. Now, if I'm right, I will continue to hold this because SkyWater, based on what I believe now, is going to become a major foundry. Because again, what they do is specialize. Remember, they're the tailor. They're not the department store. They're the tailor. And as this compute power increases and they get GPUs in there, for those people who need specific needs, SkyWater, I believe, is going to be the go-to place. Now, what I want you to believe is this is your go-to place. I'm doing this by basically turning into a community. I'm spending the upfront money to get access to this data, to get access to the AI, to learn how to use the AI, and then share this information in this format that you can understand, that you can go into Palantir and hear a podcast. You can read the briefing. You can look at their health and make an informed decision, such as I don't own Palantir because I believe in January of 2028 its price is going to be $57. Well, it's up at 80 now. So that tells me if this information AI is right, I don't want to own Palantir now. So you can see on NVIDIA, I have done the same thing. I own NVIDIA at $129.84. I believe it is going to be selling in January. And again, go to all this information. And if you believe it, then you, like I, will have a 93% gain on it. In fact, I just bought today another 10 shares. So that will change. And my $22,543 will turn into $47,623.50. So that's how I work. I want to share this if you believe it can work for you. And you can do that by coming to the website, signing up for our gold platform, coming and learning this for $19.95. I spend somewhere in the with salaries and data, somewhere in the neighborhood of $20,000 a month. So if you can get it for $20 a month, I think you come out better. But if we pool it, and I can get 10,000 people, think you can see where I'm going. I hope this works for you. I hope this opens a door, turns on a light, throws the spotlight out there, and you can see this is where you want to be.